Alright, hey, HadesOmega here, and this video we're going to be taking a look at my 2023 Sur-Ron Lightbee race bike, alright? So this is the bike I used to race in 2023, alright, for my mini bike races, alright? Most of them anyway, alright? So in the 2023 year I raced Sur-Ron Lightbee and a KLX 170 and a Alta Redshift SM. Okay, so this is the bike I use to mainly race in mini races. All right, HadesOmega still main gig is still racing the mini bikes. Okay, and so we're gonna go over the whole bike. All right, we're gonna go over the whole bike for 2023. It's gonna change a bit for 2024. I've got to get faster so I can whoop some people with some electric power, guys. So, and HadesOmega primarily races Supermoto, and this year I started flat track racing, all right, and then I do hare scrambles, Grand Prix, and like dirt track, all right, flat track, dirt track. It's same. It's like flat track but with dirt, all right, type of thing. All right, yeah. So let's go over my racer resume for this year. All right, these are the races that we did with the Sur-Ron Lightbee, all right. And then we're going to go over all the parts on the bike, all right? I'm not going to get too much into nitty-gritty detail, all right? But yeah, we'll go over a little every inch of the bike type of thing, okay? Right now it's in its Supermoto setup, all right? This is the setup I used for my last race, all right? And that was the Shasta Supermoto Triple Crown Round 3, 2023, all right? And we took home 1 trophy for that race, okay? Anyway, so these are the races that we raced in, and the places that we got on it, all right, and the trophies, all right. I will have a separate video on my 2023 trophies, all right. I will go over all of them, all right. I did a lot of racing in 2023, all right. All right. So, actually, my first race of 2023 was a Santa Rosa indoor short track. And I raced in the Mad Dog class, all right? We raced this bike in the Mad Dog class, pretty much in the same configuration it was in right now, I believe. And so I did not qualify for the main race, all right? I didn't make it to the main race. I got eliminated before the main race. So I think I raced like 3 heats or something like that. Okay, and then I raced in Wednesday Night Drags, all right? Wednesday Night Drags on April 15th. We raced this bike. All right, and I think I got my fastest quarter-mile time on it, all right, because with the new KO Moto setup. All right, and then I believe we ran like a 15 something on the Lightbee, man. That's a pretty fast Lightbee, dude, I'm telling you. And that was the only Wednesday Night Drags I did that year because I got the Alta Redshift, right, and then so I raced that one the rest of the year. All right, I was hoping to get this out to the track one more time to see how it does. Throughout the year, KO Moto sent a lot of updates for the controller, and the controller got better and better throughout the year. Well, it's not that it got better and better, it's it got more reliable, that's all I'd say, right? So I had a lot of reliability problems in the beginning. Okay, for AMA, there's an AMA Supermoto and 2-wheel track day at Horse Thief Mile. All right, I think it's more like a 2-wheel track day race. We raced in the 150 SS and 65 GP. I don't remember what place we got, but we didn't get on the podium. All right, I'll tell you that. All right, and yeah, that was a 150 SS and 65 GP. I think I got my ass handed to me in the 150 SS race, and I said, hey, put me in the 65 GP race, and I think we did a little bit better, right? Okay, and we raced in the Hollister Hills Off-Road Association Wild Wabbit 2023 on April 15th. We raced in the C5 class, 40 to 49-year-olds with the Lightbee, and we placed 8th. Okay, we placed 8th out of 14. No trophy there. All right, so here we go. This is the best trophy right here. All right, guys. Virginia City Grand Prix 2023 on April 30th. We raced in the electric class with the Light B, and we got first place. All right, so this is a race that I raced for the last 3 years. All right, I think I got second the first year, and then I got third the next year, and now we got first place. All right, so we definitely have to come back and do it again. So I can keep my first place title. All right, to be able to finish that race on an electric bike is a big accomplishment, and I think I did great. I had to borrow a battery from somebody to complete that race, unfortunately. Hopefully I can get another battery this year. Okay, so we raced in the Glenn County Fair Motocross on May 2023. All right, that was in a place called, I forget what it's called. Orland. Yeah, we raced in Orland. All right, in Orland, California. It's about an hour from Red Bluff. And we raced in the 100cc to 140cc race, and I got third place in that race. All right, and there's only 3 riders in that race. And then we raced at Hakamazada Cottonwood Classic Round 2. That was the next day. All right, May 21st. All right, and we raced in the same class, 100cc to 140cc, and we got 4th place. All right, no trophy in that one. And then we raced NNKC, Northern Nevada Kart Club, Supermoto Round 4. All right, it was a race championship with Shasta Supermoto and Northern Nevada Kart Club. All right, that would take place on May 27th to 28th in 2023. We raced in Asphalt Mini, and we got 12th place. We raced 65 GP, and I got 2nd place. All right, pretty good on the podium there. Adults Mini Supermoto, we got 4th place, just booted off the podium. All right, Hawk Mazada Moto Camp Cottonwood Classic Round 3 took place on June 11th. 100cc to 140cc, we placed 6th place in that race. All right, and then Northern Nevada Kart Club Supermoto Round 5. June 24th to 25th, 65 GP, we got 3rd place. Woohoo! All right. Okay, and then an Adult Mini, we got 2nd place. Pretty good. I took home 2 trophies for the Light B that weekend. All right, we raced in the Treasure Island TT, or it's also actually it's known as San Francisco TT now. All right, on July 4th. And I raced in the expert class, and I took home 1st place, all right, on the Supermoto Light B. All right, I mentioned that because we used the dirt Light B for the next race. So we raced in Cascadia Supermoto Round 3, all right? That's a Pacific Northwest racing action, guys. It was in Oregon, all right? I forget the, oh man, I forget. It was at a, I'll put a subtitle below the info, but. We raced, it was on July 16th. All right, we raced in the Mini GP Asphalt. We took 3rd place in that race. Pretty good. All right, that was just an asphalt for mini bikes pretty much. And then we raced Mini Supermoto, and we took 5th place in that race. And that race, I'm really sad about that one. In that race, my chain broke, and I was going to get 2nd place, and then my chain broke. All right, and then I had to push it over the finish line to get 5th place. All right, believe it or not, I got a trophy for that race though. I had a 5th place trophy, if you guys can believe it. All right, yeah, okay, and then we had Northern Nevada Kart Club Supermoto 2023 Round 6. All right, that was on July 22nd to 23rd. We raced 65 GP, and we took 1st place. All right, and in my opinion, Hades Omega, if there was a 65 GP championship class, I would have won it. All right, guys, but they didn't make that a championship race, and I'm like, what the hell, man? Like, yeah, I actually had the most points in that. All right, so if there was a 65 GP championship trophy, I would have got one. All right. Unfortunately, HadesOmega didn't do enough races to qualify for that too. Okay. Okay, in an adult mini, we took home second place. All right, that was kind of a controversial win right there. I wish I should have actually been in third place. Okay, our next race with the Light B was Factory Mini Bikes Hot August Pit Bike Nationals. All right, we raced in the Suron Open class. That was a mini motocross race, and we took fourth place, just shy of the podium, man. Okay. The Factory Mini Bikes guy, he passed me like in the second or third lap, man. What can I say? You gotta do better, HadesOmega. Donner, okay, we raced Donner Hare Scramble for the first time, and I think I want to do it again, alright? It's an AMA cross-country race, Donner Hare Scramble, on September 16th. We raced in the C Senior class with the Light B, alright, with like, you know, all the other big dirt bikes and everything, all right, and the other seniors, all right, and we took 13th place out of 16, all right, not too bad. We did 2 laps in that race. I think I could have done a third if I had gone a little bit. No, if I had to swap batteries. Yeah, we'll be better prepared for the next race. I'm planning to get another battery, guys. All right, and then Coyote Creek Sprint Enduro 2023 at Metcalf Motorcycle Park, October 8th. We raced in C Senior, all right. That was an enduro race, a local enduro race here. We took 11th place out of 14 riders, all right. It's okay. And then we did the San Francisco TT again, all right. The Dames Don't Care San Francisco Mini Bike TT, October 9th. We raced in extra class and we got first place again, all right. Oh yeah, I didn't go over the other one, but anyway, this is the first place trophy for that one, okay. This is the first place trophy for the other one that I won earlier that year. I forgot to show it. They're pretty cool trophies. And then there's the Roland Sands designed Moto Beach Classic, all right, in Huntington Beach, California on October 14th. And we raced in the Electric Open on the Light B, and we took third place, all right. Third place we took. Yeah. Pretty good, and I had a lot of fun racing other electric bikes. So that's one of the few races that I raced only electric bikes. That one, and I think the Factory Mini Bikes race. Okay, and then we raced in the Shasta Supermoto Triple Crown Round 3 that took place on November 11th to 12th. All right, I only did one round of that, unfortunately. In Adult Mini Supermoto, I took third place on the Light B. All right, and that was it. Yeah, I didn't do so well on the asphalt. And that was it. That was the last race, all right? So those are the races that we raced in. I would say, I probably podiumed in about half of them. So, something like that. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go over the bike, all right? We're going to go from front to back, all right? And so this is the bike that I race in 2023, all right? As of now, all right? It's going to change next year. And if you guys are wondering, HadesOmega has decided I am going to stick with the Light B, all right? I was planning to get an Ultra B, but I just don't have the money to buy another bike and mod it, so we're going to stick with this bike. All right? I think I've done too much time and money on this bike to just let it, you know, thing. Okay, so let's go take a closer look at the bike, and then that'll be the end of the video. Okay, so I can get these wheels out of the way, guys. So we'll take a look at the wheels first, all right? Since the wheels technically in the front of the bike. So I race with 2 sets of wheels on this bike, all right? A set of knobbies and a set of slicks, all right? I'll go over the knobbies first. So the front knobby wheel that I use is a stock Suron Light B wheel, all right? It's the 19-inch. I used to have a 21 and I went back to a 19. And it has the the Brakeco floating rotor, all right? And then it's running a Shinko F546, all right? No rim lock on this guy too, so. Okay, so that is the front tire I use. We also rode this thing in Moab. Okay, and then this is the rear dirt tire that I'm using. All right, let's go over the dirt stuff first. This is a Shinko 525 cheater tire on a 16-inch, flow wheels. All right, this is a great wheel. I beat the crap out of it, and it just keeps on going, and it just needs minimal maintenance. I like it. I like it a whole lot. All right, we're running the stock Sauron rear rotor. All right, it's got a rim lock on it that came with the wheel. I'm planning to put a Warp 9 one later when I get this. I think it's time to change this tire. Yeah, this tire is pretty beat up, man. Look at it. I'm surprised this tire has taken everything I've thrown at it, man, and it's, you know, it's chunking, but it's not chunking real bad. It's definitely a lot better than the tire I used to run, which is the the Trackmaster. Okay, flow wheels. And then the sprocket that I'm using is a 48 tooth Warp 9 sprocket. All right, and it is balanced. Okay, so that's the rear wheel. All right, so this is what I use for supermoto races. All right, and if I do some kind of asphalt flat track, then these are the tires that I use. Okay, and these are Dunlop Moto 3 tires. All right, for the front and the back. All right, this one is going the right direction. I did a video review on these tires. Check them out. All right, guys. They're pretty much worn out. Nah, they still got some meat on it, just a little bit, but I would change them. Okay, it's got the same Brakeco front floating rotor on it. We're running a Magura MT5 front brake. These front brakes pretty good. All right, the front brakes are good on this bike. I've had problems with the rear brakes, and it's the same brake. So, all right, we've got the Hades Omega Supermoto slider system here. All right, also these forks need a rebuild. And then we're using a Dorado Expert, all right, Manitou Dorado Expert fork, all right, which needs in desperate need of a rebuild right now. Okay. All right, so this is a special set of wheels that I built myself. This is a rear Sauron. This is a rear stock Sauron Supermoto wheel, all right, the ones that you can buy for the bike. All right, it's a rear rim laced to the front hub. Okay, guys, and it's got this cool checkered flag tape on it. Okay, it's still got tubes in it. All right, here's the rear wheel. This is a XL Takasago 17 by 2.5 inch. All right. Oh yeah, the front was a 17 by 2.15. That's the rear wheel size. All right, that we laced to the front. Now I bought this rim, all right, from somebody on Facebook, and it's a 17 by 2.5. That's a common front wheel size for supermoto. Okay, guys, but we're using it on the rear, and we're using the same Dunlop Moto 3 tire, which has no tread left on it. All right, no rubber on it anymore. There's a little bit on the edge, but there's none on the top anymore. So HadesOmega, I guess, well, I don't know, I've leaned it all the way. You can see it, look. But like around here, I guess, yeah, you can't really lean it more than that, I guess, because of the way the bike is. Okay, XL Takasago. All right, this is and it's a 2.5 inch wide rim with Moto 3s. Okay, still running the tubes. It's running the stock Sauron brake rotor also. All right, same Warp 9 rear sprocket. All right. Okay, and then we'll get back to the back when we get back there. Okay, also, these are the batteries that I used, all right? These are the batteries that I've had the last couple years. They haven't really changed at all, guys. I'll talk about some problems I'm having with them. I think they're just, you know, they're getting old. This is the first battery, 72 volt battery that I got. I don't have any 60 volt stuff anymore, guys. This is a Lightspeed Bikes 30 amp hour battery. All right, this is running a, it says here, Sony VTC 6 cells, 18650. All right, 72 volts, 30 amp hours, 20S 10P. All right, it has it can do 50 amp. You can do a 50 amp charge on it, apparently. So you can charge it pretty fast. Oh, here's the total capacity is 2,160 watt hours. Okay, that's like 2.1 kilowatt hours is what it holds. Okay, it has a max discharge at 300 amps. It says not to discharge it below 50 volts. All right, this one also does have a 200 amp breaker, which I believe I broke when I went to Moab. So I bought a new one. So hopefully that'll fix that. This is a problem with the battery cutting out on me. All right, and there's some of the stickers I have from some of the races. That's the Santa Rosa indoor sticker. It's like a tech sticker. And this is the Dames SF sticker. And I get an e-Bikezilla sticker down there. Okay. All right, so here's my second battery that I run. All right, this is another Lightspeed Bikes battery. All right, now I know Lightspeed Bikes is called something else nowadays. They changed their name. This runs the Molicel 21700 batteries. All right, 21700 cell. This is a 32 amp hour battery, slightly more capacity than this one. All right, so maybe it's like a 2.2 kilowatt hour or something. Okay, and the specs are very similar to that. In my opinion, I'm not gonna lie, this battery can discharge more. All right, the BMS can discharge more because I feel it when I'm getting on it and I'm going max speed. This one is smooth, right? And then this one, I feel like it's cutting the power out on me. It's like skipping back and forth. All right, so it's like it's pulling the power back. This one doesn't care, right? But HadesOmega has had problems with this one, the balancing being bad. All right, when I went to Moab, I had it run out of power. One of the cells got unbalanced and it cut the BMS off on me. So. I think one of the modules is going bad on this. The capacity has gone down on this battery, definitely. Okay, so HadesOmega is looking to get a third battery. Okay, I think with two batteries is good. If you want to race your Lightbee, get 2 batteries, guys. All right, so let's go work our way from the front of the bike to the back of the bike. All right. All right, so I went over to forks. I went over to brakes already. This is a DRZ 400 fender, I think. It's some kind of DRZ fender. All right, it's a DRZ fender mounted to the Warp 9 steering stem lock. All right, right here. All right, it's basically a long bolt that goes all the way down. All right, it replaces the star nut. And then I had to modify this so it would fit between the forks. All right, so I had to form it so it would fit between the forks because these forks are kind of small. Okay, guys. And also the Dorado, I think, is a 37 millimeter fork, 37 or 38, something like that. I think it's a 37. So it's actually pretty much the same size as the forks on my KLX 140. Okay, my KLX 170. All right, it's got the headlight on it. All right, this is the headlight that I've had for a while. Actually, I installed this headlight when I got these forks. All right, so and it's still on there. It still kind of works. Okay. Okay, and we're still running the stock Sauron number plate. It's got a shit ton of tech stickers all over it. That's my race number, guys, 277S. If you guys are wondering where that number came from, that's my AMA District 36 cross-country racing number. Okay, that's the one they assigned to me, so that's the one I use. All right, that's the reason why I run 277. There's no other special thing about that number other than that's the one that was assigned to me, so I just keep that one on the bike. Okay, sometimes I shorten it to I think 77. Like some flat track races, they only want 2 digits, so I just cut one of the 2 off. Okay, all right, handlebars. These are Fast Flex handlebars. All right, they have this one has the red and the blue elastomers. Okay, I believe the blue is the softer one, so it will flex in the downward position more. All right. HadesOmega installed these bars because I'm tired of getting beat up in off-road races. Okay, but I've actually been able to tune the suspension where it's not too bad now. Right, so I'll say. All right, and so they're held on there by a Warp 9 direct stem or direct mount handlebar mount. All right, these are motorcycle handlebars also, guys. All right, it's got a ram ball mount here so I can mount a GPS. Yeah, and I'm still running the stock speedometer. I have turn signals installed on the bike, horn here, there's a light right here, and I have a sport mode and eco switch. All right, I'm running spider grips. These are my favorite grips. All right, the gray ones, spider grips. I think these are the like the dual sport ones or something. All right, these are Magura MT5s. I'm running Tusk D-Flex handlebars, handlebar guards, all right, hand guards, and it has a Tusk adapter, so it works with the Fast Flex bars. Okay,
I've got a Power Mad handguard mirrors. All right, yeah, I don't really need it for racing, but they're usually in the down position now. All right, but it's nice to, yeah, I've got mirrors. All right, I've got Canyon Dancer tie downs for when I tie the bike down to the trailer and I need to transport it. All right, very important. I run a throttle rocker. All right. I try not to, when there's like races where whoops are involved, I try not to use this, or I put it all the way down. Okay, I'm also running a Domino twist throttle. All right, it's supposedly smoother. All right, I used to have a Sauron all electric throttle. Okay, I've also got yeah. So oh yeah, I never went over it. Yeah, I've never went over what bike this is, guys. All right, this is a 2018 Light B MX. All right, also, if you guys are wondering, this is the very first Sauron that ever came out, guys. All right, the very first model. So it's gone through a lot of upgrades, like the Sauron tapered roller bearing. All right, so this is a Sauron tapered roller bearing upgrade. I've had it for a while, and it's a lot better than what it used to be. Also, it has a Warp 9 head stem reinforcement clamp. All right, so this keeps the clamp. This keeps the where the the bearing sits. It keeps it from opening up. All right, it's kind of important, I guess. Okay, got the Bill Faro CNC ignition plate cover here with this is some kind of eBay charger. Okay, I don't really use them for. It does not really pertain to racing all that much though. Okay, I've got the Duroc battery meter mounted onto the top of the battery lid here. This is great. This is like one of the best mods that I've done. All right, only thing is I have to take my eye off the road to take a look at it. All right, so but it works pretty good. It works better than the ones that are on the battery. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the controller. That's the next one that's on the front of the bike. All right, I'm running a KO Moto factory spec controller. All right. That's the controller I'm running. I will tell you that this controller has taken everything I could throw at it, and I've never really overheated it at all. This is for what I'm running right now on the bike, it's taken everything I can throw at it. All right. Only thing I don't like is the regen sucks on it, and so that's why I'm planning to get rid of this. Okay. Other than that, it's a fantastic controller. Yeah, let's go over the motor then. All right, so this is the KO factory spec motor in red. You can kind of tell it's still red. It's super dirty, guys. All right, but there it is. KO Moto factory spec motor. Fantastic motor. It's like the controller. It's taken everything I've thrown at it and it hasn't broken yet. All right, guys. Yeah, it doesn't get hot like the stock motor does all that much. That's what I want to say. I have overheated a couple times, but it runs fine, type of thing. All right, it hasn't given me too much problems. All right, and that's what I need. I need it to be reliable and powerful. Okay, and that pairs with this. All right. Okay, we went over the batteries. These are those Shred Hard Works knee pads. All right, for the frame. It's kind of debatable whether they really help at all. I can just, I guess when you're sitting down, it kind of helps. All right, you need some place to put your knees, but really when you're standing, you want to put your knees. I put my knees on this. All right. Let's talk about this. All right, this is the Unicycle float seat. All right, this is the deluxe version, the one that's made out, has a leather cover. As you can see, it's seen a lot of action. The leather is like, it's all worn out right here, man. But it's still good, man. It's still on there. It's more comfortable than the stock seat, guys, but not by much. I'm gonna lie, dude. And yes, I think this is a great upgrade for the bike because it gives me some place to put my knees. It's thicker than a stock seat, and it gives me a place to put some my knees on it. So when I'm riding off road, I can, I got something for my knees to grab onto. Okay, moving right along. I'm still running the stock Sauron foot peg brackets. All right, I let somebody ride my bike this year and he broke it, man. I think he couldn't handle the power of my Light B, dude. It's got one of these eBay. I got it on eBay. I don't really know if, there's plenty of places you can get them now, but it has a foot peg support brace. Okay, that was one of the first ones that ever came out. I'm running a Bill Faro foot pegs, and also I have some Warp 9 foot pegs. What I've decided is for dirt bike races, we're going to use the Warp 9, and then for supermoto races, we're going to use the Bill Faro foot pegs. All right, these are CNC aluminum. The mount is made out of CNC aluminum. I had my doubts whether they can handle, the punishment, and so far they have been handling the punishment pretty good. All right, they've got Warp 9 foot peg sliders on them. All right, they fit pretty nicely. I just kind of have to grind it a little bit so it fits in there. All right, you can see they're pretty beat up. They've had a lot of action, guys. Here's the other one. Okay, that's the other knee pad also. All right, that was an eBay special. I don't really know where else they sell that, and I think it's 3D printed. It's really nice. This is some of the nice 3D printing I'm seeing, man. It's like got a cushion to it. Okay, so here's the other side. You can see I've been dragging foot. All right, I haven't really crashed this on the pavement all that much. Okay, let's go to the primary drive. All right, what I'm running for my primary drive drivetrain is DB Off-Road. All right, this is a DB Off-Road 420 O-ring chain kit. All right, but this is the second chain I've put on there. Okay, it's basically a 420 front sprocket and rear sprocket and a 420 O-ring chain. All right, the chain I'm running on it right now is a SRT O-ring chain. All right, and I have to say, fantastic, guys. This has taken everything I've thrown at it. I did mess up, the chain did get messed up when I crashed. Well, I didn't crash. Somebody crashed into me in a race and they messed up my bike, guys. And it threw some of the rollers on this chain, so I had to replace the chain. All right, after that, the bike ran good again. So I had like a vibration problem, okay? All right, since we're going through the drivetrain, I've actually got the original 3-bearing jack shaft in there. All right, it's stock Sur-Ron jack shaft. I've never broke. Well, okay, I can't lie. I broke the other one. All right, the other my 4-bearing jack shaft I broke. That's why the 3 bearings in there right now. Okay, guys. We're running you can't see it, but there's a Warp 9 counter sprocket on the other side here for the secondary drive. Right now we're running in 2023. In 2023 I tried to run a DID 420V O-ring chain, and I broke it. All right, I broke it in my first race, so I don't recommend them for racing, guys. I'm surprised I broke it. All right, what I'm running right now is a primary drive motocross gold chain. All right, so this is I think this is their strongest 420 chain. All right, and I have to cut it down. All right, but I have never broken any of these. All right, so I highly recommend this, the primary drive gold chain. It's good stuff. All right, and I already mentioned that it's running on a 48 tooth Warp 9 sprocket. Okay, we're still on the stock Sur-Ron swing arm. I am going to be ditching this next year, guys, because it's cracked again. I cracked this swing arm like 3 or 4 times this year. You can see that support. See where it was been repaired? It's cracking there again. Yep. Okay, so the person who fixed this swing arm welded it in like 10 different places. He said he found like 10 cracks, man. So yeah, I definitely have put my swing arm through the ringer. Okay. All right. So what's connected to the swing arm is the shock. All right. We're running the Von Cat rear shock. All right. I still got it. It's been on here for quite some time, and it hasn't given me any problems. All right, I was thinking of maybe going to something better or something fresher. So let's say, maybe I can get them to rebuild this for me. But it hasn't. It's not leaking or anything yet. So I'll still just run this shock for now. All right. I'm thinking of maybe trying some other rear shock. All right, but for now, I don't have the money for that. Okay. I'm running a Warp 9 suspension triangle here. All right. And then I'm running the Warp 9 version 2. I believe this is Warp 9 version 2 0.75 lifting link. Okay, so not a lot of lift, guys. I think there's a 1.5 inch lift also. All right, but I just lifted it a little bit. I didn't like the extra tall one. All right, I used to have a hugger fender here, but I kept on breaking it, so I ditched that. All right, I'm running a grit shift. Rear light mount. All right, my bike is still plated, guys, and I race with the license plate all the time. I'm the only plated bike out there racing. Pretty much. All right, Yeah, and then I got these LED turn signals here. We were running... Yeah, that's right. That's one of the things I broke this year. Oh, I have a pile of broken stuff. Okay, so I used to have this fender on there, all right? Race spec Sauron rear fender, and then I pretty much, I destroyed it. Okay, so now we're running a grit shift rear fender, all right? I could not get the little side plastics to fit on there, so it's just this. But it's pretty good. It's really stiff, all right? Speaking of race spec Sauron, I also didn't mention the skid plate I'm using. I'm using a race spec Sauron skid plate, all right? I've had it for a while now, and I had to trim the crap out of it to get it to fit with this bigger motor, unfortunately, okay? But it's been great, all right? I ride rocks all the time and stuff, and I need a skid plate, all right? There's some like rocks and stuff in there. I haven't cleaned the bike since the last race. Okay, so I'm still running a stock swing arm axle, all right, guys, but I have rethreaded the swing arm axle to accept a regular locking nut, all right? So I don't need a special funky tool to remove it, all right? Because I'm always messing around with the primary drive on this bike. Oh, also on this side, we're rocking the Warp 9 kickstand, all right? I got the Warp 9 kickstand on there. It's been great. Haven't had any problems with it. The foot's still in great shape. That's what I'm gonna say. And it's not loose or anything. All right, pretty good. Really happy with that. Okay, and that's it. That's the bike that HadesOmega raced in 2023 for most of my races. All right, I'm pretty happy with all the punishment it's handled. All right, I'm really it's really my partner, man. Okay, and so also I've got a pile of broken parts here to share with you guys. This is my broken parts pile. All right, like I mentioned earlier, I had a race spec Sauron rear fender, broke that. I had a Sauron hugger fender, and I broke that after I repaired it like 3 times. I said I don't want to use it anymore. It just keeps on breaking. This is that foot peg that someone broke when they rode my bike. So maybe next time put it on eco mode, HadesOmega. This is a axle I bent. I'm not really sure where I bent this one. I either bent it at the Santa Rosa indoor flat track, or might have bent it on the when I broke my chain in the Cascadia Supermoto race. Okay. And this is that chain that I broke during the Cascadia Supermoto race. It broke right here, guys. Look at that. Plate bent and everything. Yeah, it was all bad. So I might still use this chain for the primary drive. I'm not sure. I could still use it for the primary drive. I've got the Master Link still. I can just shorten it and use it for the primary drive. So that's maybe what I may use that for. I got 1 race out of this, guys. So I'm disappointed. It was expensive chain too, man. So yeah, just stick with the primary drive. Tried and true, all right? So anyway, those are the parts that I've used, and I think we've had a pretty fruitful year of racing is what I'm going to say. All right, I had many good memories racing with this bike. You know, I got to race against many people, make a lot of friends type of thing. And yeah, and it's done me good, all right? And I took it to Moab this year, and I beat the crap out of it, so. And it just keeps on delivering, guys.
Okay, and with that is my 2023 mini race bike video. All right, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. That's what the bike is this year. Maybe next year we'll go over it again. All right, it's gonna change next year for next year. All right, it's the end of 2023, and we're going into 2024. And HadesOmega's already got plans for 2024. All right, so I'm gonna go over some quick stuff that I'd like to address on the bike for the next year. All right, it's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the way it is. Pretty much, I just have to maintain it. All right, so. The first bit of work we're going to do on it is we're going to rebuild the whole rear end. We're pretty much going to rebuild the whole rear end, all right? We're going to ditch this Sauron swing arm. There's pretty much nothing. Pretty much the only thing that's left that's Sauron on this bike is the frame. The frame and the subframe, guys. Literally, this bike is like almost not a Sauron anymore, guys. Alright, but anyway, yeah, we're going to ditch this Sauron swing arm because it keeps on cracking on me, alright? HadesOmega could just buy a new one, I guess. But I bought a KO Moto swing arm, all right? And so check that video out. When I do the rear end rebuild project, that'll be a separate video, guys, so check that out. Should be interesting stuff. But yeah, we're gonna get rid of this swing arm. I'm gonna change the we're gonna change the chain because we need a longer chain now. So I'm gonna get a new chain. I will probably still run the same sprocket. I'm kind of looking at the sprocket. Yeah, it looks okay still. We're going to change the primary drive system. All right, we're going to change the primary drive sprockets to the drivetrain. We're going to run a Warp 9 primary drive system. Okay, and I've got a brand new jack shaft to go in the bike. All right, I bought a brand new, fully loaded jack shaft. It's going to go into the bike. All right. We're probably going to reuse the Warp 9 sprocket if it's still good, all right? Yeah, all right. So another major upgrade I want to do for 2024 is battery, all right? I want to get another battery. Instead, I thought about maybe buying one battery and then selling one, but I decided I think I'd rather have like 3 batteries. I think to have more than 1 batteries for racing is good, all right? Because your battery can only take so much punishment. It can only handle so much heat, all right? And then so that's where another battery comes in handy. You just pop a fresh one in there, okay? So yeah, you can do that, all right? HadesOmega is planning to get the KO Moto Minx racing battery, okay? It's a like $1,700 battery. I think they're getting pretty close to releasing it. All right, it's going to be the cheapest, best bang for your buck battery. All right, and it's KO Moto, so it goes with the KO stuff that I got. Which, unfortunately, I'm getting rid of this controller. All right, guys. I'm planning to get a eBMX X9000 version 2 controller. All right? I just heard today that they came out with a version 2. All right, so and it's more powerful. All right, so we're gonna go get that guy. Its performance is similar to the KO F-Spec controller. However, it has a regen throttle, all right, and that's the main reason I'm gonna ditch the KO Moto. I am not happy with the regen on it, all right, guys. The regen is just so hard to program. It's not very good, and it cuts out at like 12 miles per hour. It doesn't go all the way down to 1 miles per hour. All right, I know you can go. I know there's regen that you can do that, guys, because my Alta Redshift does that. All right, so don't tell me that I don't know why KO Moto can't fix that. I complain about it all the time and nothing, All right, but other than that, it's done me good. All right, it's a good controller when it works. All right, I'm not gonna lie. It's had lots of I've had problems with it just cutting out on me and dying at the starting line. Yeah, it's so embarrassing, man. When you twist the throttle and it doesn't go anywhere and everybody takes it off, yeah, man, it's not good. That happened to me during the Donner Hare Scramble. But that was probably my fault. Yeah, now thinking back to it, it's probably my fault. And then we're probably going to get a new set of Dunlop tires, all right? I think, yeah, I'm probably going to get a new set of Dunlop tires. And I think I'm going to get another Shinko 525 cheater. All right, we're going to stick with this tire, but this one is kind of worn out. It's, I'd say it's got 25% life on it. Man, the knobbies are really rounded off. They're not looking so hot. But man, I have to say, this tire has taken a lot of punishment, and it still looks fantastic. All right, so I don't know, man. But yeah, we've got that to work with. All right, and that's pretty much it. All right, that's I wanted to change the swing arm, get a new battery, and get a new controller. All right, and those are the very expensive parts of the bike, guys. All right, the only more expensive part is the motor. All right, guys, the most expensive part, battery, man. Yeah, there's no way I can get around it. $1,700 is a lot of money, man. It's a lot of money. All right, and then we got to rebuild the Manitou Dorado Expert forks. All right, I rebuilt it last year around this time, and then we're going to rebuild it again because it just puked all its fork oil all over my garage. Okay, so I think that's a sign that, hey, it wants me to rebuild it. All right, so I've already bought all the rebuild parts for it, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to rebuild the front forks. We're going to new swing arm for the back, and then new battery, and a new controller. And yeah, it's going to pretty much be a new bike. All right, guys. And yeah, and so hopefully HadesOmega is getting it's not uncommon for HadesOmega to get on the podium with the second or third finish, but this year I'm going for that first place. All right, we're gonna go to the top. All right, to the top. That's my goal, all right? And if that's what it takes, a new battery, new controller, fresh tires, rebuilt fork, if that's what it takes to do it, then that's what I'm going to do, all right? So, all right, I had a great 2023 race year, and hopefully we'll have a great 2024 race year, right? I'm trying not to race so much. Yeah, 2024, I don't know how much racing we're going to do. I think my first race of 2024 is going to be a 24-hour race. We're having the Reno guys, all right, Northern Nevada Kart Club. We're gonna race at Shasta Supermoto, and we're gonna have a 24-hour race. I've never raced in a 24-hour endurance race, but we won't be doing it on this bike. I'll tell you that, all right. Well, I am racing on Errol's Team Ramrod, all right. So check it out and look forward to that video. That's gonna be happening in 2 months. 2 months from now, all right. Also, there's a new Santa Rosa indoor flat track. There's gonna be another Santa Rosa indoor flat track. Hopefully we can get this bike ready for that race, okay? Yeah, so there we go. I hope we have just as much fun in the 2024 race season, all right? I'm planning to make this bike faster and stronger, all right? All right, he's big out. Oh yeah, also I want to thank my sponsor, all right, Liat Protectives, all right? They're a company from South Africa. And they sponsored me at the tail end of 2023, and I renewed my sponsorship for 2024. All right, so Hades Omega will be rocking the Liat gear. Okay, I'm planning to get a Liat helmet. Yeah, a lot of my gear is getting really old, guys. So not only is the bike getting old, but my gear is getting old. All right, but Hades Omega is planning to rock a Liat helmet. I've got the jersey and all that stuff. I've got the boots already, and then probably, I think that's it, just a helmet. A helmet, and then some of the pants, right, more of their gear type of stuff, all right? But yeah. All right, thanks for watching. So that's the HadesOmega's 2023 Sur-Ron Light B race bike. Thanks for watching. Hades Omega.
Also, if you're wondering how much power this bike runs, guys, this is running about 15 kilowatts of power. Okay, guys, I think in the Supermoto setup. All right. Top speed, I'm hitting about 60 miles an hour. Why this KO Moto setup can't do more than 60 miles an hour, I don't know, guys. So I would expect it to do better than that, because with my BAC 4000 controller, I was able to hit 80 miles an hour on it. So okay. So yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. Yeah, so that's how much power we're putting out. All right, and I think that's about 200-ish amps is how much we're pulling out of it. All right, and we're running 72-volt battery.